All right, pre-show shenanigans. You guys are welcome. You guys are welcome. This isn't really taking one for the team. I need to do this test, so we might as well do it on camera. So I'm gonna stick this up my nose for the COVID test. Look at this shit. This is literally the size of my head. Okay. About to do this for you. This is a COVID test from 2020, peak COVID.
It not FDA approved.
It says very clearly. Here, where does it say the not FDA approved? Okay, it's not very clearly. It's in very small print.
They had to hide that. They were trying to hide that. Approved. They were trying to hide that.
Yeah, no. They were like,
keep them on the DL.
Buy it. But all right, I'm doing this for you guys. I'm gonna open it up. Hopefully, there's directions. If there's not directions, then all right. But Everett.
In the meantime, while Grant's setting this up, this is from a couple days ago. By the way, we were going to plan on having Grant just taste random, really spicy things, but that fell through.
That
last second, unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
our grocery purchaser did not.
Yeah, the unnamed intern did not go to the grocery store and get me my hot sauce.
They will be getting fired after this episode. Let's just clarify that. Yeah, Mikey, you're on the way out, but I'm sorry to tell you now, but I know you're listening, but you got to get out. All right, just leave the studio. Okay. No, but so my pre-show that I had originally, Grant is now looking at I don't know what's going on over there, but
there's no instructions.
You stick. If that's the one I know.
No, I know something's going up my nose.
You got to stick it up
where I take my nose stuff.
You do. Oh, can I see what the actual? I think you just stick it in the cartridge and.
Yeah, I've never done this one.
Yeah, that's the one I've done. So
okay, I've never done.
So open that thing up. Oh, we're going live here. We're explaining how to take a COVID test.
I've never done this one.
You see those kind of like the pictogram things
over here.
Yeah, that's what you're following. So you're gonna do the nostril thing, and then you see those two little holes right there. Yeah, on that right side. Okay, you're gonna
stick 6 drops on top.
You're gonna stick the swab into that hole, spin it around a couple times, and then do some drops in there.
I put it in this hole before in my.
See the picture?
Nose first or hole first?
Nose first, then hole second.
Okay.
2 different holes. All right.
Okay. Let me just go a little bit slower. Let me just think about this one more time, how exactly it works.
So nose, hole, spin it, and then little drop action. And I think you close the book up afterwards. Just follow the pictures, man. It's,
the picture. Okay.
This is like when you go to Home Depot or like you go to IKEA and you just don't follow the instructions for the how to build the thing. You're just kind of, most dads do. You just kind of free ball it. You're like, I can do this without the instructions.
It says to remove this adhesive. Should I do that right now or is that after?
I think that's after you stick it in. I don't remember if you put the drops. I think you put the drops in that second hole, and then you close the whole thing, like that top hole.
You put the drops in the top hole.
I believe so. I think
That's what it appears.
Put the stick in the bottom hole, spin around the drops in the top hole, and then close
it. Wait. You lost me there. What? Wait. What is this for?
That's the drops.
Okay, those are the drops.
Yes.
And then my nose shit goes in the bottom hole.
Yes.
Okay, now I get it.
And then drops in the top hole and then close it. Okay. While Grant's doing that, our pre-show was going to be top 10 trophies, or just best trophies ever. Like what are the best looking trophies? The reason this got
Stanley
brought
Cup
up,
one.
The reason this got brought up was I don't think it's one anymore. The Korean Baseball League's championship trophy is a fucking sword.
Oh, okay. Oh, I have seen that. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
It is like a anime, like huge, like mega sword. That's the number 1 trophy.
All right. Here goes nothing. Wait, I don't really have like I'm not that congested right now, so this might not.
Brain.
Oh, they're going both nostrils. You're correct. I gotta tickle it even harder. All right. Oh, that's so in there.
In reality, Grant's just touching the. Nope. He's going.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god. For
right,
those
that's
listening,
one.
Grant just had a.
Oh my god, I'm crying. All right, here goes round 2. Oh, I missed the first time. Oh. Oh my god, I'm crying, Everett. I'm legitimately crying right. This for you guys.
That's more than 10 seconds, man. You don't need to be in there.
You got to go big or you got to go home. Oh my god. All right.
Wait. Can you look in the camera real quick? We can get this for the Ohio State pictures.
Okay.
There we
drop
go.
time.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Those are some thumbnail pictures.
I think one of the drop just got in my eye. Okay. 6 on top.
Wait, no, the stick's got to go in. Yeah, six in first.
The stick goes in first?
Yeah, sticks in first.
Okay. Stick in.
Then drops, then spin it, right?
Wait, fuck. How do I get this? How do I get this stick? Oh, no. It's drops first. Everett, you fucked it up. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, spin it around 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, Grant. This is like the counting kid in like Dracula and Elmo.
Okay, take off the adhesive.
Not necessarily ideal. Would have been better if there's a pre-show going on while that was happening. But
okay, all right. You're welcome, everybody. It is now set. Looks like a little lollipop. It's pretty disgusting.
You got to leave that. Don't touch it. I think it's like 15 minutes. So we'll find out.
The last time I did this test, it said it was.
You can learn
said
pretty
15
quick.
Minutes.
You'll learn.
Oh, that shit came out about 45 seconds.
The line will show up pretty quick.
Yeah, no. If this thing doesn't show up almost immediately,
beautiful thumbnails out of that though. Beautiful thumbnail pictures.
There's a chance I may just be completely clean. But also,
we did moderately screw that up.
Just a little. I mean, I think we got to take this test result with a grain of salt, no matter what comes back. But yeah, that just happened. So you guys are welcome. Let me pack all this shit up because this is disgusting. But yeah, there you go, everyone. There you go. COVID test live. We apologize for not having wasabi. And
that intern has been fired.
I mean, the unnamed intern. So
yeah, that was just a poor idea, letting him have that power to hire somebody. Yeah. I don't know why we rewarded him after the whole bucket hat fiasco, but
yeah. But all right, we'll wait for these results to come in. Honestly, I was expecting it to show this double line by now, even though it's been about.
That one did take a little bit of time. I've done those before.
Okay. All right. We'll see. But you've never had a positive test. So
I have never had a positive test. I have been in the room while other people's tests have become positive with stat test. I've seen the positive tests.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. We'll see how this comes back. But I'm feeling all right now.
Nothing wakes you up for a podcast like tickling some brain.
But all right, I think we're ready to go now. This should be live in about 5 minutes. But pre-show a little journey that you guys got to come along with. But all right, Everett. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Waterboy Podcast. Today it is episode 174. Massive week of the NFL to preview. College football conference championship games going down this weekend. And despite not being open until Monday next week, the transfer portal is already running rampant. It is illegal. It is illegal right now to reach out to players, but Riley Leonard already has a crystal ball to Notre Dame. I think Cam Ward, is it 10 schools that have offered him $1 million each, or were they saying at least 10? Probably more.
I think it's assuming 10, but 5 we know are interested, and Ohio State is in there.
Yeah, so I know for fact that Ohio State offered Cam Ward that $1 million bag maybe minutes after the Ohio State-Michigan game. So yeah, Cam Ward, bring him to Columbus. Let's get it going. Let's get
Oh,
it
and then
going.
there's also KJ Jefferson as well.
KJ Jefferson's in there. Will Howard's in there. Already said Riley Leonard. Grayson McCall's in there. Will Rogers is in there. Tyler Van Dyke is in there.
Max Johnson, is that the kid's name?
Max Johnson. Yes, he is in there from A&M. He's already committed to North Carolina.
Oh,
ironically.
okay.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, transfer portal going nuts, going absolute ham right now. We absolutely love it. We love every second. Spencer Petras is in there as well. We got legends in the portal right now, guys. Legends out there. So, I think for the timing of this episode, it actually might be better off to start with the NFL. And
interesting. Okay.
See what's left over for college because I want to make sure we get all this NFL done. We got a hard deadline today.
We do have a hard deadline today.
I want to make sure we have all of our picks for the NFL out.
Yes.
So is that okay if we just do a little? There's no special guest, guys. There's no special guest.
I will confirm this time. There is not a special guest. All right. We're
not doing this for a guest. No,
it's not happening. That's not the case this time. I would have. Yeah. Made it definitely not obviously clear that was happening again. I can just check in with the unnamed intern real quick and just make sure that it works. No,
all I'm saying,
I don't care what the
second line has not popped up yet, and that would make zero sense to me because today is the day where I could not taste. Like really, today's the so.
It's typically you need like 2 negative ones. All right,
I'm essentially assuming that this is wrong.
How many games did you get right last week?
I was actually surprised. I thought I did way worse. I went 10-6. I thought it was going to be a neg weekend for me.
I got 11. So
okay, all right. I'll take that. Yes, I am back. So right now, what's your total? I'm at 109. Did you say I had
112? I was 2 games up. Now I'm 3.
All right, that's very tight. Back. We have a very tight race, but
I was kind of I was on a downward slope for a little bit. I had like a 15-game lead and kind of blew it. I am the Warriors right now. Do not like that fact. I do not like
to a degree you are the Warriors.
I am the Falcons with a 28-3 lead. This is not ideal.
The week 1 was very lopsided. So actually, maybe not 28-3 bad, but like
it's getting close.
Pretty large lead.
It's getting close.
Yeah. So, all right. Looks like I'll be announcing picks this week. You guys are welcome. Finally, got someone who will tell you the times. People. All right. Got someone who will tell you.
I'm just going in order of what the times are. Just saying.
So, all right. Thursday night football. We got Seahawks at Cowboys. Early slate. Colts at Titans. Chargers at Patriots. Lions at Saints. Falcons at Jets. Cardinals at Steelers. Dolphins at Commanders. Broncos at Texans. Big game. Broncos at Texans. That's my what the fuck of the week. Afternoon slate. Panthers at Bucks. Browns at Rams. Niners at Eagles. What a game. Niners at Eagles. Oh my God. And then Sunday night, Chiefs at Packers. Don't really know why that was even scheduled to start the season to be Sunday night football, but sure. And then Monday night, Bengals at Jaguars, which
unfortunate.
I can understand if they use a flex for that one now, but clearly they aren't. So
I think Burrow got injured after that window.
Yeah, I don't exactly know the rules, but I'm gonna guess
it's like
you need to flex like 2 weeks in advance.
2 or 3 weeks in advance.
I'm guessing you can't just do it the week before and be like, you guys are now on Monday. There's like, what the fuck?
You're like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, so there's that. But okay, here are my picks for the week. I think I may make an audible on one of my picks. Probably not. Cowboys, Titans, Chargers. I don't know why I just like we're playing the Patriots. The Chargers should win this one.
If you don't, Brandon Staley should be fired on the spot, which he won't, but he should be.
We should just trade coaches after the game. If the Patriots win and the Chargers lose, like we should just swap right then and there.
Yeah.
Lions, Falcons, Steelers, Dolphins. I don't know why I'm feeling the other way, but Texans, Bucks, Rams, Niners, Chiefs, Jaguars. I think this is the first time I'm picking against the Eagles.
All right, so here's the deal.
A lot of these are not very close spreads.
You cannot regain or tie this week. You and I have the same picks, except
the exact same
2 games.
Except
for 2 games.
Okay.
And I'm about to blow your fucking mind with the game I picked. Cowboys, Colts, Chargers, Lions, Falcons, Steelers, Dolphins, Texans. Fuck it. The Panthers. Bring it on. Let's do it. Let's do it. Give me the Panthers. Browns. 49ers.
Browns, that's 3.
Chiefs and Jaguars. That's 2. You just had Panthers and you had Rams and Bucks. What was the other one?
I have Titans.
You have Titans. Yeah, so you could tie. You could theoretically tie this week, in theory. I'm gonna chalk barring some miracle, I'm gonna chalk up my Panthers pick as a loss. But if there was any week for them to win, it would be this week. Pressure's on. Bucks suck ass. So give or take. But
yeah, I mean, when you look at the games this week and the spreads, this is a week where I wish we were picking spreads just to make it a little more interesting. But oh well. All right, this isn't the greatest slate I've ever seen for NFL Sunday, but we got some big time news this morning about one boogeyman who might already be back. Now we have a resident in-house surgeon in yourself, Everett, so you can break this down for us. You can describe everything. Or a doctor. So how is this possible? He tore his shit on 9/11. Okay, so how is he?
Yeah, as a big Operation board game player myself, I know everything there is about surgery. So this is my expert opinion. All right. I played Surgeon Simulator as a kid, right? I have to be an expert on this.
You just unlocked a memory bringing up Operation board game, but all right.
I definitely did not hit the fucking metal buzzer every single time I was trying to get a piece. Definitely did not happen.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure if I ever had one of those things. But I just remember whenever you saw it, you were like, "I want to play it."
That bone piece.
I want to play it right now.
Hard to get. That bone piece was hard to get. I'm just saying.
I wish I knew what you were talking about, but damn, I do not. All right.
Real ones will know what I'm talking about. But yeah. All right. So here's the deal. I saw this earlier, and then I saw another post that kind of made me laugh and actually makes a lot more sense. Is Aaron Rodgers is not actually doing this with the intent of playing again. He's just doing it with the intent to like show up everybody and just like the medical community and be like, "Yep, I did that."
This is some BS. Like I definitely have it right now. We messed this up. Has it been 15 minutes?
Definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely not. There's no way it's been 15
minutes. I feel like we're like right there.
No, I think it's in like another like 5 minutes. I don't think it's been that long.
All right.
I was
sussed out by this.
I mean, you would have seen the line by now, so it probably is screwed up. Unless, hey, you can go downstairs and be like, I'm COVID free. Look at this. Definitely not, but I am on paper.
Yeah, and while I say COVID free, just a foot of snot drips out of my nose. My parents are just like, no, what are we doing here? What is going on? But
I saw someone being like, yeah, no, Aaron Rodgers definitely just doing this to like show up the medical community. Definitely has no intention of playing at all. He just wants to.
Yeah, this goes back to his beef with Fauci, huh?
Is that what this is about? It always does somewhere, somehow.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron, like I thought the biggest news we'd get of Aaron Rodgers over the weekend was him being like, you know what? Dak's actually pretty good at quarterback. I thought that's what we were going to be talking about today, but no, he's been reinstated off the IR. This is my one question though, from a Jets team perspective. Why activate him off the IR right now if he's not ready to play? Like, why use up that roster spot?
That's a good question. First of all, all right. I think they put somebody else on IR, so it kind of was a here there. And also, like,
correct me if I'm wrong here. There's no limit to the amount of people you can put on the IR, correct?
No, I do think there's a limit to how many people you can take off of IR in a season. I'm not entirely sure about that, but the bigger thing is the practice window for him was open. It's set to 21 days whenever like you're like technically pulled off, but I don't know if he was activated or just removed from the IR. Those are kind of because the thing with Justin Jefferson,
it's like his 21-day window.
The thing with Justin Jefferson is we activated his window and technically he was able to practice everything, but he wasn't activated off IR until yesterday, I think. I did see somewhere though that somebody said that it was his 21-day window, and then somebody else said that he'd been activated off IR, referring to Aaron Rodgers. So I don't know which one is it. But if you're the Jets, your entire quarterback room is just crap. And
Okay, it's 21-day practice window.
yeah,
he has not been taken off.
So he's not off IR. He's allowed to
stupid,
practice. He can wear helmets and stuff. But even then, if he was taken off IR,
it says they have designated him to return.
That doesn't mean he's been activated off the IR.
Got it.
When you designate somebody to return, that just means the practice window opens up. And if you do not activate them by the end of that period, they can't come off IR the rest of the season.
That's what the 21-day thing is. Okay. All right. Now I get it. Now I understand. Anyway, I think his target return date is Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So if Aaron Rodgers rolls out there on Christmas Eve, I don't even know who they're playing. I'm not going to look it up, but if he just plays on Christmas Eve, he wins comeback player of the year, despite being injured this year. He wins it. I think he does. Like, I think
over
he
DeMar
actually gets
Hamlin.
it over DeMar. Yes. I think he might.
I wonder when he initially tore his Achilles, like there's no way he was even on the odds book to have comeback player of the year, right?
I thought he was retired.
I highly doubt that he was. I highly doubt he even was on the odds book until I don't even know if he is now, but I'm assuming that he wasn't on until 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, right. This thing came back negative. This thing doesn't work. That can't be correct. It's been 15 minutes now. This ain't right. This isn't right.
Well, I guess that just means you might have to do another one then.
That is what it means, but
a second one live on pod.
I'm not sure if our viewers are ready for that. They might be. I don't know. Maybe I'm underestimating
some distress going on here.
But all right. So enough worrying about this.
All right. I don't know still if Aaron Rodgers will play. I still think there's a possibility
even if he does come back, they're probably going to be eliminated from the playoffs by then.
What we said last year, though, is Aaron Rodgers just likes being in the spotlight, right? Like he likes trying to get the attention.
Yes, you've explained this to me.
So to me, all right, maybe he plays, maybe he doesn't. But at this point, he doesn't have to play to continue to be in the spotlight.
That is correct.
So he's already getting what he wants. He's already there. So at that point, if you're playing the last 2 games of the season, I mean, okay, we might put him in for 2 snaps. To be fair, it only took him 1 snap to tear his Achilles, but
well, wasn't it the 3rd snap? Didn't he hand the ball off twice?
So sorry, 1 drop back.
There we go.
That's how
one drop back.
Yeah, 1 drop back. But I mean, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. Either way.
Yeah. Anyway, there were some quick little notes I had for these games. One thing I want to point out, it's a shame the Seahawks are frauds because both of these teams have equal rest. They both played on Thanksgiving last week. So this, in theory, could be the least sloppy Thursday night football game all season because it's not just 3 days of prep. So in theory, it may be the best Thursday night football game.
It's unfortunate also, though, that the Seahawks don't have an O-line this year.
And Kenneth Walker's hurt. Geno Smith sucks.
I said last year, when everybody was why is Geno Smith not a top 10 quarterback this season? I was remember last year, I was well, let's relax.
Well, I mean, he was nice.
No, but remember what I said. It was going into this season. I didn't have him ranked. And you and I were talking about this, and I said, well, hey, let's wait. We've seen one-hit wonder quarterbacks come in. They don't do well the next season. I was Case Keenum was one of the examples I used. And I was well, let's just wait and see. He wasn't good up until this year, and this is the only year we've seen him do well. So I'm not saying that he's horrible. I mean, he's better than fucking Zach Wilson. And if you stuck him on the Jets right now,
but yes.
If you stuck him on the Jets right now, they'd probably be in the playoffs. Yeah, put him back on the Jets. But that's why I was well, let's just wait and see. And I think my point was proved. He is not a top 10 quarterback in the NFL right now.
He's not very good. No, he's not.
But the other thing I want to point out with these games, though, 49ers, Eagles, right? That game was in Philadelphia in the playoffs, correct? And
yes,
that game also, we only had Purdy, I think, for the first, was it the first drive or was it like the first three
I think
drives? Like
it
we had him for like
was
3 drives or something like that. It was the
until
first
like,
quarter.
yeah,
I
yeah.
believe it was the
I'm
first
trying to
quarter.
say like with 3 minutes left in the quarter,
So
they could not throw a forward pass.
these teams are essentially the exact same as the playoffs, besides I think Javon Hargrave is in the addition and then the rookies, obviously. So we're gonna actually get to see who would have won that game last what would it have been last January.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I'm
this
pulling up
is
the
a
box score of that
not
last
only
game
this
right
is not
now.
only a critical game for this season, but I do think that it kind of writes the narrative of what last year was when everyone was like, all right, well, if Brock Purdy doesn't get hurt, then the Eagles will win that game, or the 49ers would win that game easily and probably win the Super Bowl. And if they come in this week and they kind of scorch
Well,
the
I'm not sure
fucking
about
Eagles.
easily winning last year. Now, I know we were both saying like weeks ago, like
We were pretty high
I
on the
guess the
49ers.
Niners would have
We
beat
were
the Eagles.
but we're saying also that the Niners would have beaten the Chiefs. And that's what my assumption would be. If the Niners were in that game, that they are beating the Chiefs for the Super Bowl. But this I think obviously this has implications for this year. It has implications for the 1 seed, for the playoffs, and everything. We can see where people are at. But I do think that it kind of clears up some narratives from last season that are still ongoing to this point between which team is really better.
Yeah, no, like this is a narrative game. This is a narrative game. This is arguably the biggest game of the season. I know we just had Eagles Chiefs the other week, but I don't know. I guess we'd still give that one the nod over this, but if not number one, I guess this is number two. Niners Eagles. This is gonna be nuts.
I'd argue this is the best game of the year
in the bag.
I would argue that this is the best game of the year solely from the fact that
like
Patrick Mahomes, obviously best quarterback in the game, right? Like all of that, Travis Kelce, but this team.
They hit me with that shot clock. You can't see it. There's 2 lines. There's 2 lines. They hit me with the shot clock.
You should have gone downstairs with it while negative, and then it becomes positive as you enter.
I don't want to say I'm happy that it just came back positive, but more so I'm just.
No, you're happy because now you don't have to do it again today to double check.
Yes. If this was actually negative and then I did it again and really tickled brain and it did come back negative, then I would have been like, something's up with this
You still are questioning it.
There's just no way.
I got to take a third one, run it back.
All right, I guess. Yeah, no, I still got it. I still got it.
I think this is the game of the season right now, matchup wise. The 49ers are a much more complete team and a much more fun team to watch, I think, than the Chiefs outside of just Patrick Mahomes. So
I agree on both of those. Eagles are boring as shit to watch. Like, it is not fun to watch. It is literally just
horrific.
Fuck it, AJ Brown down there somewhere or tush push. Like that is the offense, and it's just
or QB draw
board.
No,
love us a little QB draw. Oh yeah. But yeah, for that one we got all of our eyes on. That should be Sunday Night Football, not Chiefs Packers.
It should be.
Whatever.
It should be.
Whatever. Okay. This is one other thing I want to bring up. Broncos Texans. I don't know why. Like I don't know why, but I'm feeling the Broncos there. Broncos started off 1-5.
So
they've won 5 straight.
They're hot right now. And obviously the Texans last week lost on a missed field goal, but I mean CJ didn't have a great game and they just didn't play well collectively. But what I will say, this is in Houston. This is not in Mile High.
Yeah.
And I don't think that the streak that the Broncos are on can really be kept up right now. Like, if we go and take a look at who the Broncos have played during this win streak, I mean, let's look at this. Okay, Packers not good. Chiefs.
Yeah, that one was
in division. So
first time Mahomes has ever lost to the Broncos in his career.
Yeah, let's chalk that shit up in division. All right.
Bills on the road.
Bills with Josh Allen throwing 3 picks. All right, I can't really argue this, but turnover margin and that big factor. All right, Vikings, we just fucking suck. All right, that should not have happened. That should not have happened. And then the Browns without a quarterback. So two of these wins, they have played two great teams, but down the stretch here, like all these games have been very, very close. And the Texans have played very hard this year in general. And like, did they just lose to the Jags? Yes, they lost on a missed field goal, but they have beaten good teams this year too. And I don't necessarily, I'm not as concerned about the Broncos defense in this. CJ Stroud's been getting hit all year. It's not going to make a difference. You pressure him. Like there's not like he's just ready for that.
Okay. All right. I did read a stat though the other day. I think for the last game that the Texans lost, CJ Stroud had the longest average time to throw of any quarterback this season.
Interesting. I know Justin Fields has the longest time to throw. Interestingly enough,
that makes zero sense to me. I guess it's because he's scrambling, and
yeah,
I guess they don't. They don't include when he takes a sack and he's running around for 40 seconds.
One thing I just want to give props to, Russell Wilson has thrown jack shit for yards this year, but he does have 20 touchdowns and he has less interceptions than CJ Stroud. He has 4 on the season. So 20-4 ratio. So it's a 5-1.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
There you go. I always love how interested you are in this touchdown to interception ratio.
It's just like it's a turnover
I don't care at all. But I would say Russ, yeah, this is his career low yards per attempt. Almost his career high in completion percentage, though. It's the definition of dink and dunk right there.
I do also want to add
Drew's offense.
I do also want to add, though, the Broncos. Most points they scored was on the Browns this past week at 29. But I do not believe they have scored the only time they have scored over 30 in a win was versus the Bears. And the Texans offense has put up 30 points multiple times this season. So they put up 30 versus Jacksonville, 30 versus Pittsburgh, 30 versus Tampa Bay, 30 versus Cincy. So
no, yeah, like I'm not even like I'm literally just thinking everyone wrote off Broncos, including myself. I like going into the season, I was like, I think the Broncos are going to be better than last year. I was incorrect after week 6. Now I might be back on shit. I don't know. But I'm still taking CJ here, still taking Coleridge. Don't get me wrong, but I feel a little spooked about this one. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, also massive playoff implications in this. Both AFC teams, I think are tied record-wise, so they're fighting for that last spot.
Yeah.
So much more big implications for the Texans here because they're third in their division than it is for the Broncos. Yeah,
I'm peeping the conference standings real quick right now. Houston is pretty much tied with Indianapolis and Denver for the 7 seed, the last wild card.
And Indianapolis has the tiebreaker right now. They have the 7 seed. So this is a very big game for everybody involved.
Yeah, no, this one is big time.
So the question comes down to experience versus, I guess, ability.
We'll give CJ that title. Yeah. Let's go with ability. I like that one. Yeah, I'm trying to like if I were to guess, I was thinking that they may have some vets on defense on Houston. No, they don't.
They just signed Desmond King. They just signed Desmond King. Jalen.
Who's the other safety that they have? Is he not out?
Is it not Justin Reed? See on the Chiefs.
Justin Reed? He's Chief still.
I thought did he go from the Texans to the Chiefs?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. Let's see. Hold on. They Jalen Petre. They do have Jimmy Ward who came in.
Jimmy Ward. That's it. Isn't he out for the year though?
Houston Carson is the other guy. He's listed as questionable.
Oh, okay. So I remember him getting hurt. That might be the oldest player on the defense. Laramie might be the oldest player on the
No, they
offense.
have Jerry
Oh,
Hughes.
Robert Woods.
They have
Woods.
Jerry Hughes. Jerry Hughes was drafted. He's 35. So,
oh god. Okay. All right. So some vets over there in
They have
Houston.
Sheldon Rankins, who's a vet.
D'Amico Ryans can be their vet, right?
Yeah, he
Does
is
that
a
count?
vet. He is a vet. Yeah, I mean, yes. So, but
Yeah, we'll see.
yeah,
That one I'm very
yeah.
interested in. I am very interested in Seahawks, Cowboys, Colts, Titans. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. That one I don't really know what's gonna go. What's gonna go down? I couldn't tell you. But ever since the other week, you were bringing up usually just pick the teams a split if they're in the division, and kind of working out for me. So we'll see. We'll see how that method does this week. What else you got on the NFL?
I honestly don't have any. It's kind of this is the bye week purge week. That's what there's not really my team's on bye. I could have a whole Viking segment, but I'm going to save that for next week when we're actually going to play. Because I'll need content. We'll be wanting to talk about that after the bye week.
Yeah, Jay Jettas will be back. So
he will be.
There will be something to talk about.
But I mean, that's
wait, Everett. How do you feel? Like, where's my video of Kirk Cousins throwing a football? Like, are we a month away from that?
Well, he did not get the speed bridge that Aaron Rodgers got.
What the fuck? What are we doing?
He did not do that.
What are we doing?
He did not do that.
Was it because there was no way he could come back this year, even if he got it? So might as well just go with the proven one.
Maybe. But I mean, we also did
honestly,
it in-house.
Yeah, like if you could not even come back with the Uber voodoo witch surgery, yeah, I'd probably just opt for the normal one.
He probably didn't want to sell his soul like Aaron Rodgers did.
Yeah,
that's
that's a
you do bargain.
Price to pay.
Yeah, you do have to bargain for that one.
No,
Davy Jones is not a it's not somebody you want to bargain with from
not a name I thought we'd bring up today, but here we are. But okay. We can slightly move on to college football now. We'll see if we get any MLB news coming up soon. I heard we may hear some rumblings coming up here pretty soon. I doubt it, but there may be one or two big dominoes to fall.
We'll say that after college football is kind of more slowed down, then we can get into that a little bit more.
Yeah. Also, we'll say we'll probably wait till after conference championship weekend. Next week will be the second edition of the How Are You Still in College all college basketball team.
Oh, is this the year? The day?
So I think
Duke will be, or sorry, not Duke, UNC will once again be in there.
Next year will be the last year where we still got super senior COVID players.
Oh, 2026. So Baycott coming back. I got you.
Baycott is 1,000% back. I don't know that for fact. I'm guessing he is. Like Caleb Love, thank God he got approved. He's at Arizona. So yeah, we got big time things. Hunter Dickinson's on Kansas, by the way. So yeah, we got a lot of movement. A lot of movement in college basketball this year. Oh yeah, and Bronny's playing. Not yet, but will soon.
He will.
But he will. Yeah. Okay. All right. College football. We can start off with some conference championship predictions. This is big time week effort. I got your team in there too.
Okay. I cannot talk about that, but
yeah, no, I know. I'll start off with that so I can get that out of the way and get you in the conversation. The Ponies. Ugh, what a pathetic mascot. Ponies taking on the Green Wave. Now that's a sick name. Ponies versus Green Wave. I think easy option there if we're just going off vibes, guys. But also let me remind you, it's a home game for Tulane. Again, back-to-back home games, AAC championship game. This one is big time. This one is big. Next year, in theory, will have more implications because, well, I guess if SMU won that game, they wouldn't be an auto bid in the playoff.
In the ACC,
it will have
next year as well.
I wonder if like next year, let's pretend this year is next year.
I believe
a 12-1 JMU.
It would be Liberty right now. Liberty is undefeated.
That's it. Actually, it is Liberty.
Ranked. It would be Liberty.
So will technically mean more next year, but That's not what we're talking about. Okay, this game matters. Okay, AAC championship game in New Orleans. Tulane's a 3.5-point favorite. According to the ESPN FPI, Tulane has like a 4% chance of winning. What the hell are we talking about, guys?
Keep disrespecting us. Just keep disrespecting us. To prove how
bad the ESPN FPI is, Everett, and this could take a lot of man for me to say, Ohio State is currently their #1 team in the country. So that's all you have to know about ESPN FPI. That's all you have to know. So
all I have to know is they don't think we can win. That's all I need. That's all the fuel I need. That's all I need to hear.
We're taking the wave to cover that 3.5. Duh.
We're not betting at all. We're not saying anything.
You have zero affiliation.
Not saying that.
You have zero affiliation with it. You have zero affiliation. But that was the G5 game we went over. Okay, we'll go, I guess, in order of boring to exciting. Okay, Michigan, Iowa. The only thing I have to say about it is Iowa's coach said, quote, everyone's saying we don't have a chance, but it'd be pretty funny if we won. That was just, it'd be pretty funny if we won, though, guys.
Now, right? If they did win, if they did somehow manage to win,
it would be pretty funny. He is correct. That would
be like the DEF
pretty
con,
funny.
That's like the highest DEF con scenario for the playoffs. Like that literally screws up every single possibility.
It sounds weird, but I still think Michigan's kind of in no matter what.
I think that if they lose versus Iowa, I think Ohio State gets in over them.
No, they won't do that. This is my reasoning.
Would Iowa get in? Would Iowa get in over Michigan?
No, they can't. They're out. But the one thing I think about last year, TCU was 12-0 going into the Big 12 championship game. They lost. This is what I think.
The whole argument was like the last game.
I don't think you
can't harm you, but it can help you.
Yeah, like because it's an additional game on the schedule, I don't think you should be punished for losing that game, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So not going to discredit Michigan if they lose it. They're not going to lose. But
if they do lose to Iowa, you will.
It would be pretty funny.
You will be down.
It would be pretty funny
because you lost to a team that lost to Iowa, but you will be making fun of them.
Oh yeah, of course I'll be making fun of them. That's the only point of doing this, guys. Like, what's the point of being a college football fan if you don't make fun of your enemies? Trust me, I've heard everything in the past 4 days. Everything. So yeah, that's the least exciting one. The second least exciting one, which I actually think is going to be a pretty solid game, Oklahoma State versus Texas. Texas,
I would argue
15.5-point favorites.
I'd argue FSU Louisville over that. I don't think that game's going to be close.
Louisville, Florida State?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I'll get into my exact prediction on that one in a second. We'll also go over maybe how Texas gets into the playoff because they're not a lock. Ohio State's above them right now in the playoff.
Really?
Rankings.
I would say Texas has a better chance getting in than Ohio State right now.
Oh, no, 100%.
Texas right now to me is the first team
over Texas.
Texas to me right now is the first team in if something happens to that top 4, and not counting Oregon and Washington are interchangeable at that one of those spots. So
this is my question. Let's say Oregon beats Washington.
Yeah, Washington's out. Texas is in.
Are we sure though?
Sorry,
because it's the same thing with TCU last year.
But it's different because Washington has been like Oregon and Washington both are competing for the same thing. If they tie,
well, if Oregon wins, they're in.
Right, but that's the other thing. Okay, Washington would then have a loss, right?
Mm-hmm.
Texas would have the additional win. They have a tied record, so it's a question of it can only help you and not like harm you. But if you come into that situation, your losses versus a very tight game with Oklahoma.
Actually, because you're correct. The difference was last year, the teams that could have got in had 2 wins.
Yes.
Or 2 losses, I mean. So they're bounced. That's how this works.
I would also say, yeah, like if you just lost to a team that made the playoffs and you have another team, same record as you, just won their game versus a good opponent.
You do bring up an interesting point, though, where how does Washington get in if they lose to Oregon? That they need many dominoes to fall there.
If that happens, they would need Texas needs to lose. You would need
Florida State needs to lose.
Georgia needs to win.
Mm-hmm. Michigan's gonna win.
We
need to go over that.
You'd say Ohio State. They can't. They're
just sitting there.
They're just sitting there. I think that's really the only options, right? Like It's just you need Texas to lose, Georgia to win, and Louisville to
Win.
win. Yeah.
So need some dominoes to go their way. But that one, Oklahoma State, Texas, not really too interested in. Okay. The next game that I do not think is going to be very, very good at all, Louisville, Florida State. For many reasons. You think it's gonna be a blowout? I'm not so sold
I'm not
on
okay.
that,
I'm not saying it's going to be a
but
literal blowout. I do still assume. I think
I
it's
still
going to be
think
a
it's just gonna be
contested game.
boring compared to every other
That's
game.
what I'm saying. As I think it's
Yes,
going, and
yes,
it will be
yes.
boring. My innate feeling from what I've seen from Florida State since what's this the guy's name is Rodemaker, right? Since Jordan Travis went down, the offense has not been able to work. Obviously, now they're going to have some more time to prepare to go into this game, right? You can try and make some a little bit more explosive plays, and you know this is their backup. Like he's been practicing all year. It's not like he's not comfortable doing these things. But I do think that there is a large difference between the way he plays and
Well,
the
he
way
can
Jordan
still be
Travis plays.
uncomfortable doing things.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying in practice, like he's ran through. I'm assuming he's ran through the same plays that Jordan Travis has. Like that. That's how they've been.
We'd like to hope so.
You would assume so, right?
Maybe after watching the games, clearly not. But
we
like to hope so.
Because how close that Florida game is for that or was for them, and just how Louisville's been playing, my assumption. I mean, Louisville did just lose, but
well, this is actually my thought process. Tell me if you think I'm stupid here, but Louisville losing last week makes me way more confident in them winning this week. Like I am now way more confident in them winning.
Yeah, it's the writing of the ship game. But the other point is the other fuel is if you're Florida State, you're just going to say, hey, everybody's writing us off right now. They think we can't win without Jordan Travis, and Jordan Travis in there, and he's probably like, you guys can win without me. Let's do this. Let's prove everybody wrong. So it's a two-way street. It's the same. Everybody's got motivating factors. And on top
I'm just on Team Plumber this weekend.
FSU is fully playing for a spot in the championship.
They are playing for a playoff appearance.
I say if you value things like FSU's motivation is definitely worth more right now than Louisville. 100%. But I do just think that Louisville has a better situation going into this game, just because if your quarterback cannot make the plays, cannot make the throws, it's a little bit tough, especially because Jordan Travis has been running so much behind that offensive line. Like, I don't think Rodemaker is that kind of athlete from what I've seen. So it makes it a little bit harder.
I also just can't have too much confidence in a guy named Rodemaker.
Oh.
That's just not actually, give it like a week. It might really grow.
That's a college football name, though. But that's also like a college football kicker name.
Yeah, no, I was about to say that sounds like a European soccer player, Rodemaker. Like
it sounds like Vanderbilt kicker territory name right there.
Oh, okay.
That's just vibe. There. That's just a vibe.
Yeah, I would say some interesting matchups in that one. But okay, moving on to this one goes before Oregon, Washington, Georgia, Bama is gonna be number one. Oregon, Washington now. So, Ever, do you know what the spread is for this game? Because it's maybe startling to you.
I'm assuming Oregon is favored, and I'm assuming they're I don't know what it is. I'm assuming it's like 7.5.
9.5 point favorites.
Okay.
Which I was a little surprised to see. I was expecting like a 7, 6.5. Even though I saw like a 5.
To be fair,
Washington
has almost lost multiple games down this stretch.
I know.
They have not played well.
Watching. Oh yeah, since they matched up, one team has gone up, the other has gone down.
Oregon has played very well. Bo Nix is in the Heisman conversation still. Michael Penix is not.
In theory, Bo Nix is the favorite right now. So
in theory, but I mean, we talked about that last episode.
There's that to bake in.
But Oregon has been consistent all year. Washington is not, and because Oregon barely lost that game to Washington. I mean,
to be honest, a lot of it was kind of on Dan Lanning making some questionable calls. Ironically, people destroyed him for being too aggressive.
And to me, if I'm Bo Nix too, this game doesn't matter if I get dumped on in the playoffs. If I win this game is make or break for draft stock. If you go in there and you ball out in this championship game, everything's on the line, win or lose, or like winning in, lose, and you're out, and it's it's over. That's what scouts kind of want to see is pressures on how you do. And to this point, I mean, his nickname is Bo Picks Nick. So, you know,
Yeah, fair enough. So we'll see what goes down with Bo. We'll see exactly what happens. I would say for this one, I'm most excited to see. I'm pretty sure I said this going into their first preview. I'm really interested to see how Washington defends Bucky Irving in the Oregon run game. When I was at the Washington USC game, I swear USC was averaging like 8 yards a carry, and you know how ass USC's run game is. So for Washington, like that is one. If we're talking run offense, run defense, pass defense, that run defense for Washington.
You know they're going to be yelling run pass all up and down that sideline.
Oh, like Russ, right?
Exactly.
That's Russ's
like
thing,
Russ.
right?
Exactly like Russ.
Let him know run or pass, guys. Let him know. Help the D out. It's like
then my favorite is it's like the second call into that, and somebody goes pass, and it's just a run up the middle. And they try to change it real quick. Like no, wait, run, and it's like, dude, they're already like 50 yards down the field. We need to relax.
That'd be some stuff we do in like freshman JV football, and whenever it was play action, run pass, like. Oh my god! It just at some point it doesn't help.
I will say I have like a 90% success rate while doing it. I have slipped up a couple times, but it's been egregious slip ups. Like I have gotten cooked badly on some play actions, but I still have like a 90% success rate.
That is my favorite though. Run, pass.
My favorite is it's a pass and they go into a QB scramble and you're like.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Now the middle linebacker's like, dude, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. So there's that. Okay. Last one. Georgia, Bama. Georgia opens as 6-point favorites against Alabama. My brother was bringing this up to me earlier, but I want you to guess, Everett, what is Nick Saban's record in SEC championship games as Alabama head coach?
So I do know this because I was present when you guys were talking about it, but he is undefeated, right?
He is undefeated. I was trying to come up with a number on top of my head. I'm going to guess. I don't know what it is. I'm going to stop typing so I can guess. I'm going to guess that he has. I'm going to guess that he's won 8 SEC championships.
I was going to say 10.
Nine and 0.
All right, so we split the difference.
We split the difference. Between us. Oh wait.
Oh. Do we have a little asterisk on one of these?
Yeah. No, some's not. I received a false stat. I received a false stat. But this actually might be better. Nick Saban is 8-1. As Alabama head coach in the SEC championship game.
So which game did he lose?
Okay, I'm trying to peep that right now. I'm trying to see.
Let's see if I can.
I love how there's a Wikipedia page called Alabama Crimson Tide football under Nick Saban. That's the Wikipedia page.
I'm sure it's also on his Wikipedia.
I'm trying to find. I can't find this right away. It's kind of pissing me off.
I'll do my.
I'm convinced it's LSU. I'm like pretty sure it's LSU, but
yeah, let's. I mean, maybe he's got one in here. I'd have to read a lot of this in order to.
It is LSU. My brother was lying. Was lying. See, I was correct. I was correct when he walked in. Like,
was that the Joe Burrow year?
No. This is Tyrann Mathieu LSU. This is a long time ago. That was the year that year honestly kind of birthed the college football playoff. It was LSU versus Alabama in the SEC championship game. LSU beat Alabama 21-0. Or no, 9-6. They beat them 9-6 in the SEC championship game. And everyone's just like, this was the most boring football game ever. But to the SEC homers, they were like, look how great these defenses are. You guys are witnessing a spectacle. If that happened, when Iowa beats a team 9-6, everyone's just like, what the fuck?
So you mean when they beat Michigan?
The historic game. Hey, you said it, not me. But after that game, under the BCS system, they just had a rematch of Bama LSU in the Natty, and then Bama beat LSU 21-0. It was just like, So in a way, the BCS was redeemed
in a way,
by letting
we
Bama back
should
in,
say,
and they won.
I'd say that evens it out.
But so many people were bitching about that.
They
like,
have never lost to Georgia in the championship game. Is the better point that we should argue.
That is true.
They have
Last
not lost
time
to
they
Georgia.
matched up in the SC championship game together was in 2021 when Jean Mechie tore his ACL in that game, and Bryce Young was just hitting JMO on deep bombs the whole time. So that was the last time they matched up in the SEC championship game. I know Georgia won the one that actually mattered that year, everyone. But I just want to point out, Saban is 8-1 in the SEC championship.
Yeah. So, I mean,
there's that.
They've been playing better. They've been playing better as of late too. That's an objective thing to pay attention to. And
Alabama's looked now last week in the Iron Bowl. I know they didn't that great, but weird things happen in Jordan-Hare Stadium when Alabama comes to town. Weird things happen.
Hey, I mean, they did walk it off last second. I mean, that was I will say that was an impressive throw by Jalen Milroe into the corner. So
Milroe's got a strap. He can launch it.
But it was pretty precise too.
The issue is if it's a 3-yard pass, he's still launching it. So, you got to take it with a grain of salt here.
Yeah.
No, I love Milroe. I'm a big fan of Milroe.
Also, just keep in mind, I guess this applies to Milroe too, but it is a first-time event for both quarterbacks in this matchup. So it's who can contain the pressure the best. I don't really know many of Alabama's weapons. And I mean, on offense, Georgia.
They got Jermaine Burton at receiver. He's kind of their best skill guy. Other than that, to be honest, that wide receiver is pretty weak. And that's one thing that a lot of Alabama fans have been critical on Alabama recently is their lack of ability to get wide receivers in there. They had to take Ohio State's 4th string wide receiver, JMO, to fill in 2021. So, like,
which is surprising considering the talent that they've brought into the NFL. I don't know what's going on there, but
I mean, to the fact that in 2019 they had a receiving room of Judy, Ruggs, Smitty, and Waddle. What the hell are we talking about?
They followed it up with nothing.
Yeah, and before that it was Calvin Ridley, Amari Cooper, that guy Julio Jones who started the whole thing. So yeah, Alabama's had some pretty good receivers make it to the NFL.
You say Amari Cooper? Yeah, you did say Amari Cooper.
Yeah. So. Like they have dogs out there in Bama when it comes to wide receiver, but
they have other guys too who might not be number 1 wide receivers in the NFL, but they are still NFL guys. There's talent there. So
they have dogs all over the place. So it's just strange.
Georgia, it's gonna be interesting. So let's play the implication game here real quick, and we can wrap up with this. And I have a list as well for NFL coaches that I just forgot to do, but so.
Yeah, real quick, we could start off with I kind of just want to do Texas and Alabama.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
As 2 I want to go over. You want to do Texas or Bama? We'll do Bama because we just
Bama's probably better. We've talked Texas a little bit.
Yeah, so Bama, they obviously have to beat Georgia. That's a given. Now, I'm going to let's start off saying Texas wins. We're just going to assume Texas is going to beat Oklahoma State. And let's say Texas beats Oklahoma State. This is what I think is going to have to happen. Beat Georgia, obviously. They need Washington to win, and they need Louisville to win. And then I think they're in. I think that's all it
would be. So if they win, is Georgia out? Is it 12-1 Georgia getting left out for Texas or Washington?
Well, this is the thing. If Bama beats Georgia and Texas wins, then Texas has to go in over Bama. Correct?
Over Georgia.
Bama.
If Bama wins?
Yeah. Forget Georgia. Bama versus Texas. Both of them win.
Yeah.
Texas is over Bama still. Or
I would say if Bama beats Georgia, Georgia's the number 1 team in the country right now. Bama beats Georgia. Does not matter if Texas wins. Bama is above Georgia just for the sole fact they just beat the.
No. Yes, but Texas.
Texas is
would Bama jump Texas for beating Georgia and Texas also winning the Big 12?
Are you saying seeding wise?
Yes.
I'd say Bama is. Bama probably would be the 4 seed.
I would say they're going to put Texas in because they beat Bama in Bama.
But the other question would be, does Bama get the 4 seed and then you're between Texas and Georgia the 3 seed and then between Texas and Georgia for the 4 seed? And then what do? This is the question.
I'm saying Texas
this is the question.
is the 3.
This is the question though. If Georgia's
the 4,
but this is what I'm saying. If Georgia is the 1 seed, and we're talking about how you shouldn't be harmed for losing that extra game, but you should be benefited for winning it, where does that stack up? If you're the number 1 team in the nation and you lose this game, and you have the number 5 team in the nation who wins this game, same record,
18.
Okay, 18.
We're talking
same record.
Yeah,
I'm talking Texas right now.
They're 7.
Okay, still, it doesn't matter. If you have both of those, that happens. Do you benefit that one team for because it was just that extra game, or do you benefit?
Well, this is where I'm going off of. The SEC champ is just in. That's just how this works.
Either way, that's the way it's gonna work.
But I'm just very interested though. I don't think Bama's gonna beat Georgia, but if that happens, oh man,
I do think it's a possibility. I'm not saying that it's a close possibility, but I'm saying that it is possible. I think that, look, I think the loser of the SEC championship will be left out either way. But I do think that there's an interesting debate. 1, because there's SEC bias in the committee, and 2, just because Georgia is the 1 seed, that'll be an interesting debate of whether or not Georgia gets in over Texas. But I would assume, let's say Bama wins. I'm also assuming Oregon wins. So 1 probably would be Michigan, 2 is Oregon, 3 Texas, and 4 is Bama. FSU. Yeah. Then you have the question though, if FSU wins, all right, what happens? Is FSU getting that?
FSU is in no matter what if they win. Undefeated champ.
You have to give it to them, but it kind of sucks. They play any of those 3 teams.
Yeah, no, I know. But if they go undefeated as a Power 5 champ, they have to be in. They have to be in. You know, they cannot be left out if they're an undefeated Power 5. So
yeah, could have had the nice storyline if we had beaten Ole Miss, man.
Perhaps, but okay, let's get your list.
Yeah. All right. So just top potential coaching openings in the NFL after the season. Talked about it last episode, but just a quick little list here, just breaking it down. We'll do 1 to 9, so a little bit more finalized. But here we go: Chargers, Commanders, Bears, Browns, Raiders, Patriots, Bucks, Saints, and Panthers. So just a quick little ranking. Those are just 9 teams.
Panthers are certainly in the last spot.
Dead last. No argument there.
I forgot his name again. Tepper,
David Tepper.
Yeah, the owner.
Yeah,
is it Tepper?
Tepper.
Yeah, that guy. Man, is that an interesting owner?
Not fun. No.
So
not
you
fun.
You don't want to go there, guys. You do not want to go.
No, you do not. No, you do not.
But
yeah, with that, thank you guys so much for watching, listening, raise 5 stars. You can find us on Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and on Instagram at WaterboyPod. Make sure to follow me and Grant on Twitter at EverStakes and at WaterboyGrant. We post new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday on all podcast platforms and on YouTube. Make sure you turn on notifications on YouTube so you do not miss any of our episodes or shorts. We post new TikToks essentially every day of the week, depending on how Grant feels. So you don't want to miss any of those. And we post new graphics most of the time, 2 times a week. Just kind of depends on how scheduling works out. So make sure you follow that. You don't want to miss any of that content. It's kind of exclusive. And we will see you guys in the next episode. Waterboys out.